Welcome to the channel, everyone. Today we are going to talk about the app structure of the SwiftUI app. I'm again using the same first iOS app that I have been using in the previous videos. Today we are going to go through the file structure and your SwiftUI app structure. So file structure, let's have a look at the different files we have when you create your first project. So you have the app file, which declares your main app, and this is where you manage your SwiftUI lifecycle. So all the events that you get in the SwiftUI regarding your scenes, you will handle them here. The next file we have is the content view. So content view is, you can think of it as a root view of your application. Next is the assets. So all the images, all the colors that you want to include in your app will go here. We can add a new image set, new color set, new symbols image set, any data sets. So data sets, if you want to create any, keep any JSON files or anything else, so you will add them here. Preview assets work similar to the assets. The only difference is the preview assets are not bundled with your final release. So what does that mean? So that means once you add files and images and icons here in the preview assets, you can use them in your previews of the app. So for example, let's say if you have an image that you only use for the previews of your views while you're developing, or you have data sets which you use to show data in your app in the previews, you would add them in the preview assets, which is useful. For example, if you have like a big JSON data file which you are using to show the sample data in the previews, it's better to add them here rather than adding it to the assets folder. Going into the assets, you have accent color. So that's the accent color of your app. You can define. So by default, the accent color is this blue here, which is the default. You can change it. The app icon, since the Xcode 14, we need only one 1024 by 1024 pixel image for the app icon for iOS. We don't need to now create different kind of sizes for the app icons. So Xcode will handle that for us. Now let's go back to the app structure and have a look. And your app will have scenes. So you can have multiple scenes. We are not going to talk about them now, but we will talk about them later in the series. You will have window groups. So you need window groups if your app can be multiple windows. So either one window or more than one window. So on iPhone, there's always one window, but on iPads, you can have a split view and have multiple windows. On the Mac OS, you can either have a tabbed view. So there are different options that you can use it based on the kind of application you are developing. Could be Windows group, could be window group or a document group if it's a document based app. And then you have the content view. If you have multiple windows of your app, the storage for each window is distributed separately. It's not shared. So if you have any state or state object here, they will be allocated storage separately for each window. We'll go about that in detail later. So this is a high level introduction of your app. So this is where your app will bootstrap. So the identification is this @main attribute that will define that this is the main entry point for your app. So your app, you have scenes, and then you have window group, and you have content view. So let's go into the content view. As I was saying that SwiftUI is declarative. So let's have a look at what that's mean. Let's change to the selection here, selector here. If I select the globe here, so I know that this is where it's declared. If I select the text, so this is below the globe. So I can see that globe is first and then below is the text. And then if I select bit higher, in the hierarchy. So this is a V stack. So I know that okay, this is the V stack. It has first has the image and then the text, and then there is a padding around it. So I know there is a globe, it's vertically stacked, and there is a padding, and this is the V stack. So V stack is centered vertically and centered horizontally. So as you can see, so your view is exactly how you declare it in your code. So that's how SwiftUI is declarative. This is the introduction of your new app. So when you create a new app, you know that what the app file means, what's the content view means, what's the asset means, and what's the preview assets. Thanks for watching, and let me know in comments if you want to know more about any of the sections we have covered.